In a shocking move, 73% of German investors are bracing for a financial storm as Trump renews his effort to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook, a decision that could send the European economy into a tailspin, with some experts predicting a 20% decline in the value of the euro by 2025. This drastic measure has left many wondering what this means for their hard-earned money. Will the European Central Bank be able to mitigate the damage? Or will it succumb to the pressure, leaving investors in the UK, France, and Switzerland to face the consequences? The dark revelation is that the Federal Reserve's actions have far-reaching consequences, with the Bank of England and the European Central Bank often following suit, as seen in the 2019 rate cuts that affected 40% of British investors. The City of London and Paris have already begun to feel the tremors, with major financial institutions like Deutsche Bank and BNP Paribas scrambling to adjust their strategies. The real question is, what role will the Swiss National Bank play in this high-stakes game? And will it be able to protect the interests of its citizens? A deep dive into the Canadian case study reveals that 25% of investors in Toronto have already begun to diversify their portfolios in anticipation of a market downturn, with many opting for low-risk investments in the Swiss franc. However, this strategy may not be foolproof, as the Bank of Canada's recent rate hikes have left many wondering if they will be able to keep up with the changing economic landscape. As the European economy teeters on the brink, one has to wonder, what secrets do the wealthy elite know that the average investor does not? And how are they preparing for the impending storm? The hidden mechanism that nobody explains is how the system works against European and Canadian investors, with 17% of French investors reportedly losing money due to hidden fees and charges. The reality is that the financial system is designed to favor the wealthy, with 80% of German investors stating that they feel misled by financial institutions. As the noose tightens, it becomes clear that the average investor is at a significant disadvantage. But what can they do to level the playing field? The psychological dimension of this crisis is just as disturbing, with 42% of UK investors reporting feelings of anxiety and stress due to the uncertainty surrounding their finances. The truth is that many people stay trapped in a cycle of financial insecurity because they are afraid to take control of their money, and instead rely on institutions that may not have their best interests at heart. But what happens when the veil is lifted, and the truth is finally revealed? Will it be too late for the average investor to make a change? Wealthy people think differently about the exact same situation, with 95% of high net worth individuals in Switzerland opting for a diversified portfolio that includes alternative investments. They understand that the key to financial freedom is not just about making money, but also about keeping it, and they are willing to take calculated risks to achieve their goals. But what sets them apart from the average investor? And how can others replicate their success? To take control of your finances and protect your wealth, there are 3 specific actionable steps you can take. Open a high-yield savings account with a reputable bank like UBS. Invest in a diversified portfolio of low-risk assets, and utilize a tax-efficient strategy like the one offered by the Royal Bank of Canada. By taking these steps, you can ensure that your finances are secure and that you are prepared for any eventuality. But will it be enough to weather the coming storm? And what other secrets can you uncover to stay ahead of the game? If you are still watching, you already think differently from 95% of people. Most people will watch this and do nothing. You are not most people. Press like. It takes 1 second and helps more people find this truth. Subscribe. Because tomorrow I am covering something that will make today look like a warm-up. I will see you there.